Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us. We are one growing YouTube family. Thank you so much. If you also like the video, please give a thumbs up. It helps to circulate the video worldwide and people get to recognize our video, our group, our family. Thank you so much. I also would like to mention to you that I do have a crochet private group on Facebook. If you do have a profile, then you're more than welcome to join. You have to have a profile because there's a lot of scammers going around into the crochet groups, and I'm removing myself from them and keeping just one or two that I'm comfortable with. Besides that, I'm taking myself off the other ones. There's too much scamming going on. Be careful with the links that says bit on it. Those are fraud scammers that go through your phone if you're using your phone or your computer. You have to be extremely careful. I also have a crochet page. You can follow me through there. It's the same name, Crochet Art Tutorials by Maggie Lopez. And I also like to mention up top, there's 3 little buttons. You can slow down the video to the speed you would like. Right next to it, there's the closed caption. Everything I will say will be written down here. You can pause the video, take notes, and makes it much easier on everybody. If you have a tight stitch, use a hook bigger, one size bigger. If your stitch is too loose, use a hook one size smaller. It helps to create these beautiful patterns. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. Also, I have the PayPal account below in my description box for donations for the women in need of yarn and thread. They're desperately in need. I would appreciate if you guys can help me to get these threads and yarns to these women by donating whatever you feel like. It doesn't have to be millions. Anything counts. Below my video also there's a dollar sign, I think with a little bag or something. That's out of YouTube. These are for the people to help the designers, creators with donations. If anybody is pretending to give me anything, to donate anything for myself by clicking underneath my video where the dollar sign is, I intend to take whatever donations I get for myself and put it towards the women in need. This is my intention to do. I am committed to help these women out, so please help me to help them. Thank you so much. I think I pretty much covered everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. Hello, everyone. So we are going on the second part of this owl rug doily. Why do I say rug doily? Because I have 2 rugs, which are bigger than this one here. This is the smaller one, and this is going to go on the dresser or near like the tub for the baby. And this is the second part video. We already have the first part out, which is the face. Because it would take too much time on my cell phone, too much memory. So I have to split it into 2, of course. So we have the tutorial on this already. I will link it below. The small one is, I believe, if I'm not wrong, I hope I'm not wrong, I think it's 43 centimeters by 33. So this is like the doily one. Now it's a little bit too big to show it all here. This is the biggest one, and this one is like 63 by 53, but you can go bigger and you can go smaller on this. Now the way to go bigger and smaller is when we're doing these the pineapple stitches here to start to create all of these rows. So on that one I have 16, on this one I have 24, but you can go bigger or smaller, it's up to you. So, and as you can see here, on the big one, on the rug, I have white, and this is off-white. The small doily is just off-white. I wanted them to all, not to be exactly the same color, but to all bring in all the colors of the rug and the doily together. So I put white on here, and now we're going to create the medium one. This is the big one. And we're going to create the medium one, and it's going to be in white, okay? And I have the off-white for the eye, okay? This is from the tutorial that I just created. So we'll need, you can create these rugs. Now, if you're doing off yarn, then obviously you will have to buy the back part. They do sell back parts. You can check your local stores or on Amazon, I believe, to stick in the back of these patterns if you're not using 100% 6 to 8 or 10 ply, which is the best for the rugs because it's heavy thread and it won't move from the ground. But if you're using light yarn and things like that, then you will need to stick the back part to it, okay? So I'm using, it's 80% cotton thread and 20% different other fibers. I will be using a 5 ply. I wish I had an 8 ply with me. It would have been much easier to create these rugs, but I don't have, and it takes time before I order and it arrives in the island. Okay, so of course we'll be using, in my case, you can use, this is for a little boy that's going to be born in July. So you can use pink for girls. It's perfect also. You can alternate different colors if you'd like. So a hook, if you're using a 5 ply, you can use hook 5.5 or 6 for it. And we'll need the white thread. We need the black thread, and I'm doing the royal blue and yellow for the beak. Okay. It's approximately, it depends on everybody's threads and yarns and stitch. It all plays into factor. It's about 250 grams each color, not, of course, I mean, together. With the body, let's say white, it's 250 grams. 250 grams of the royal blue, and of course about 10 grams or so, not more than that, 5 grams for the beak. Okay, so we're going to get started, everyone. Make sure that you have a pair of scissors and a small one to tuck in loose ends. Let's get ready. So most of you that have been following me from the start know that I'm in the island of Portugal, one of the islands of Portugal, of course. And we're very limited on hooks and things for crochet and things like that, like markers. We don't have them here. So I have the wonderful, beautiful, amazing moderator from my group. She's from Florida, Miss Barbara Fout sent me, which I received today, this beautiful package that she put me to tears already today, with all these beautiful hooks and markers, and I'm so beyond excited to get it because I didn't have it, and these needles for sewing. Oh my God, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just beyond excited. Thank you so much for this beautiful gift. What a blessing. Thank you. I also want to mention that I did mention on the face tutorial of the owl, okay, the best way when you are especially selling, because I do have quite a bit of people that sell patterns that they create out of my channel, and they thank me a lot on Instagram for helping their financial meets their bills and stuff, which I am so happy and beyond excited for that. If you're selling or even giving as a gift and you're doing, your patterns, and of course you don't have time to be washing them or blocking them once you're done and they're all crumpled up, the best way is the easiest and best way. You don't have time to be washing, ironing, and pressing and whatever. Grab yourself from the dollar store a little bottle. I keep forgetting to mention in my tutorials, I don't know why. A little bottle like this, very tiny bottle. Fill it up with any kind of softener, clothing wash softener. If you have Downy, even perfect, because it's just very soft and perfect for these things. So what you do is you just lay out your pattern. You spray, and it smells so fantastic, people. You spray this on your pattern, and you stretch it with your hands, very nicely stretched. It's almost like you're ironing with your hands, okay? So it's nice, and it blocks your threads also, okay? So you stretch it out and you leave it flat somewhere, let it dry for a few hours before you go ahead and retouch it to stitch or to glue it on. So I have done it to my patterns. They're as flat as they can possibly be, and it takes a few seconds, and there you go. It smells beautiful. It's nice and flat and straight for perfect sales. So I think it's a good little secret for you. Okay, some of my little perks that I use. Okay, you guys. So the first thing we want to do is a slip stitch knot. Okay. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to this new hook, but I'm loving it. Thank you so much, Barbara. Oh my God, I'm beyond excited. So we start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm going to come into the first chain I did, and this chain here is your base to create the first step, no matter what size you're making. Either you're making small, this is the medium rug I'm doing, I've done the big one, so it will go for any size. You have to start this ring with 10 chains, okay? And 1, 2, and 3. Inside of this little ring, we're going to do 2 groups of 3 double crochet, trying to hide my thread at the same time here, and 2 chain for space. Again, 2, 3 double crochet. Okay, so because I'm doing the medium rug, I'm going to do chain 8. For the smaller rug, chain 6. For the bigger rug, chain 10. And if you're going bigger, then you add another, depending how many rows you want to do your pineapple. 2 more rows, 4 more rows. Just keep adding by chains, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I have 8. On the big one, I have 10 chains, okay? On the small one, I have 6 chains. So I'm going to do the 2 more groups exactly like we did at the beginning. So this is row 1, chain 2, and then 2 more double crochet. Now, remembering that this would look gorgeous for a little girl's room, or if you're doing for a specific room in your house and you use, absolutely different colors. So I'll just cut the extra thread here. Okay, so we are going to turn around, and this is going to be done all the way to the end. Chain 3 to the end of the pattern, okay? We're going to continue to do these 2 groups here of 3 double crochet that never changes, always on both sides the same thing. Okay, so 3 double crochet, and inside of this big loop here, because I'm doing a medium, the small one I have 16 double crochets, the big one I have 24 double crochets. This one I'm going to do 20 double crochets. Okay, but you can go as big as you'd like or as small as you'd like. So I'm doing 20 double crochets inside of this circle here, okay, in the 8 chain. All right, so I'll see you at the end. So I've done my 20, and just pull it, if you find that it's getting too tight, just pull it a little bit. So I still have some leftover thread, which I'll cut at the end. So in here, again, I'm going to do my 2 groups. This always is going to be the same. Always having your groups here and your groups here all the way to the end of the pattern, okay? So there's no point in me keep repeating the groups because it will always be the same. The only difference is when you get to the end of the row, creating these groups, okay? I'm going to show you in a second. Just trying to get my thread here together. Okay, so now we have the 2 groups. Remember here at the start we did a chain 3, okay? We are not doing, of course there was no chain 3 here, right? So we're going to turn around and we continue to do our chain 3. So you will have one end that has a chain 3 and the other end doesn't have the chain 3, okay? Just so you can have an idea, because sometimes you might question yourself, yeah, but the other side has a chain 3, yeah, but it's done like this. Okay, so continue your groups again. Try my new hooks. I'm too excited to have them try out. So we're continuing 2 chain separation always, and then your 3 double crochets. Okay, now we're going to come into, hold on a second, I have to look at my pattern. So we're going to come into the first double crochet here, and oh, not here, sorry. We're going to come into the first double crochet here in the center where we have the, in my case, 20 double crochets, and I'm doing 1 double crochet. Okay, and I'm going to do another double crochet in the same space. So I'm increasing at the beginning and I'm going to increase at the end. Next space will be 1 alone. So the rest of the other ones will be 1 double crochet alone. So we only increase 2 at the beginning and then 2 at the end. Okay? I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm on my last one here, and we're going to add 2 together. Can you tell that I'm excited about my hooks, that I keep switching and testing them and see how comfortable I am with them? Oh my goodness. I'm like a little kid waiting for the Christmas gift, and this is how it was today. So into my last, we're creating the groups. Oops. The groups of 3. I got to do less talking and concentrate a little bit more. 2 chain. Well, except when I'm calling out the stitch, right? So that leaves me into more concentration as I'm calling out stitches and not just thinking of yapping. So this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so then you turn around, create your group. So we need to do that chain 3 always. Remember that. 1, 2, and 3. And then create your group. Now we're going to do 1 chain. Let me just check there to make sure. Yes, 1 chain. Come into your first double crochet where we have at the center here, and do 1 double crochet. 1 chain separation, space, and come back in with another double crochet. 1 chain, next space, 1 double crochet per space, 1 chain per space, and 1 double crochet. This is going to be repeatedly until the end. You get to the last one here. We're going to do 2 in the same space, separated by 1 chain. Okay, so I'm on my last one. I did the double crochet, 1 chain, and 1 double crochet again on the same space. So we increased at the beginning 2, separated by 1 chain, and at the end 1 chain again, and we're going to create the group, and then go up chain 3 into the other side. So I haven't even calling out the rows 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is row 4. So row 1, we did the 2 groups and 8 chain. Row 2, I did 20. I don't know how many you're going to do, but I did 20 double crochets. Row 3, I have 2 double crochets at the beginning, 1 per space. And then now row 4, 1, 2, 3, not 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, row 4. So row 4, we're doing the 1 double crochet and 1 chain separation between them. And then here, 2 chain separation, create your group, and go up 1, 2, 3, or you can just automatically turn around and do your 1, 2, 3, and create your group again. This is row 5. So very simple. Now we finished creating the group. This is still row 5. we're doing chain 3 throughout the whole pattern until the end. We're going to create chain 3 here and here at the end. Okay, so now we come into the first double crochet. And just check my pattern. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have to look at it to make sure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So row 5 again. We are going to add. We're going to add again the double crochets, 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end, separated by 1 chain. So let me see, I have 1, 2, 3 increases on this. So it's 1, 2, and 3 increases. So 1 chain separation. And again, double crochet. And again, 1 chain coming into the next double crochet from the previous row, 1 chain, and we're going to continue on again, continuing to do the double crochets. So I'm on my last double crochet here, 1 chain, come back into the same space and create your second double crochet on the same space, chain 3. So like I said, we're always going to do now the same thing over and over, back and forth. At the beginning, the group, chain 3. At the end, chain 3, the group. And then of course, as we're turning to the next row, we're doing chain 3. Okay, chain 2 here for separation of the groups. One, 2, and 3. And now create your group again and chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, going into row 6. Row 6, now we're going to do the loops for the pineapples, which is chain 3. Okay, which are these ones here. So we just finished doing chain 5, row 5, which was the last increase, 2 together. Now we're going to do our group, 3 chain, and then coming into the center of the squares with chain 3 all the way to the end. Okay, everyone, so we are in row 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did my 3 chains going up. I did my group. I did my 3 chains. It's always the same. And now I'm going to come in between the first 2 double crochets with a single. We're starting the pineapple. 1, 2, and 3, chain again. Whoops. Next space, single. 1, 2, and 3, next space, single. And this is going to go all the way to the end, to the last one here where we have the 2 double crochets together. We're going to close it in a single. We're going to do chain 3, and we're going to come in where we have the 2 chains, do our group, and then chain 3 going into row 7. But I'll meet you at the end. So we arrived at the end with the last 3 chain inside of the 2 double crochets, chain 3, and then create your group. I want to thank the newcomers that I've noticed. There's a few different comments from people's names that I haven't seen on comments, or at least some of you for a while. So thank you so much. And a few of you have joined my group, my private group, I should say, on Facebook. So you're welcome there, of course, and we are a beautiful group of people there. Okay, so now from here on end, we're going to continue to do exactly the same thing as we just finished doing, okay? We're going to do our 3 chain going up. We're going to do the group. We're going to do our 3 chain. We're going to do 3 chains for the loops. Now it's going to decrease, right? Because it's the pineapple. Now you might look at it and it's going to start crumpling up a bit, pulling, a bit. Don't worry about that. Because once we come in with the blue or whatever color you're using, it's going to straighten it out. And then if there's still a little bit of crumpled up, remember I talked about this at the end. Once we stretch it, spray and stretch it, it will come all together. We're going to repeat this the same way all the way until we hit nothing at all. I'll meet you where we have one loop left of the pineapple, because it's just a repeat constantly, all 3 chains all the way through, and the groups, 3 chain going up, group, 3 chain, the loops inside of each loop. Okay, so there's no point in me recording and wasting time here on the memory of my cell phone, because it's just a repeat back and forth of 3 chains all the way until we meet only with 1 left. So I'm going to continue mine, and then I'll come back to you once I am done with all the loops recorded. Okay, so until we have only 1 loop left. So you know you always have to do the chain 3 going up, go into your group, chain 2 for separation, space here between the group, another 3 double crochets. So it's always a repeat no matter what, okay? It's always a back and forth thing. Chain 3, and we're coming into the first loop here and single. Chain 3 again, next loop, single. So we're going to just repeat this until we have only 1 loop left, and I'll meet you at the end when we have that 1 loop left, okay? So I'm down to my last one. My last loop. We're going to do, so you do your 3 chains, your group, 3 chains again. You're going to come in and close with single on your last loop, 3 chains, and your group again. Two chain separation. Nothing changes here. We're just closing it up. One, 2, and 3. We're going to turn around. Do your group. Two chain and 3 more double crochet. Okay, we're going to come directly into the next group and create our group again. Two chain, three double crochet, now for the people that are doing a small one, you can stop right here, cut your thread, and you're done. For the medium and for the large, chain 3 again. We're going to do another row or 2 depending upon you. I'm going to do another one, create just the 2 groups exactly like we just did. But for the smaller, unless you want this little edge here at the pineapple a little bit longer, then you can do this too on the small one. I didn't do it on my small one, but I did it on my big one. 3 rows of these, and I'm just going to do 2 on this one. So you create your group. And you come into the other group and create a group again. And then you can cut your thread, and we're going to be ready to start with the blue. So that gives you a little bit of length down here. If you want to go one more, you can. I'm just going to stop here at my second. My big one, I have 3 rows, and my small one, I only have 1. So I just wanted to show you how it looks. So it looks crumpled up a bit, right? But as long as it's not too crumpled up. But it's okay if it's like this, because once we're going to put the blue, our ready is going to give it a stretch. And once we spray with the softener and stretch it and leave it to dry, it's going to stretch out too. Now make sure that your pineapple is turned on the right side up to start with the blue. So you got to make sure that you look there, make sure that it is the right side. I also want to mention that I think at the beginning I mentioned it's 250 per pineapple. Not true. So it's about 125 to 150, depends on your stitch. I was confusing with the extra large one. Sorry. But I'd rather tell you extra than to be short, right? Better that way. So I'm coming in with the blue now. And I'm going to come right in the center of my pineapple here. And I'm going to do a single. We're going to create 2 groups of 3 double crochet. So single, 2 chain. Trying to hide my thread at the same time. Another double crochet. And another double crochet. Chain 2. Create another 3 double crochets, all in the same space. Okay, now no chain whatsoever. Where we have, so we're going to skip this first row. We don't have a chain here, right? We're only going to work where we have the chains. So on your second row, you have that 3 chain. Remember we did that 3 chain? So we're going to go directly into it and create our groups again. We're going to do this all the way around. 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. Now I know it's going to start pulling a bit, but don't stress over it. It will get fixed as we go. It will start fall into place. Okay. If your stitch is extremely tight, then do 1 chain separation, because we wouldn't want it to be pulling too much anyway, right? So now we're coming into the next space that we have the 3 chains, and we're going to create our groups again. So all the way around, it's the same way. It's just repeatedly continuing to do the same thing. 3 double crochets, 2 chain separation, and 3 more double crochets. So very, very simple, nothing to it. So continue yours, and I'll meet you here in the bottom. So it's always where we have the loops, obviously, and we're going to continue, and then I'll meet you here at the bottom. On this one here, we have no loop, so we're going to come directly from this loop here into the middle of the 2 chain here. Okay, so we're just going to jump from here to here, but I'll meet you here at the bottom. Okay, you guys, so we're at the bottom. I'm going to come directly into the group here at the edge, and I'm going to do my 3 double crochets, my 2 chain, and my 3 double crochets. So nothing changes. It could pull a little bit, but like I said, as soon as we start doing the next rows, everything is going to start to pull together. Okay, so nothing changes here. Again, also we're just coming right over to the next space. And doing the group here also. 2 chain and 3 more double crochet. Just like that. and then coming directly into where we have that 3 chain. And we're going to proceed this way all the way on this side also, exactly like we did on the other side. Always creating our groups and going directly into the chain 3, and creating the groups. So this is what it looks like. Okay. Now it looks all crumpled up, but you'll see as we continue on doing a few more rows of the blue, it all comes together. Okay, so don't stress over it. Continue to do it, and then close in on your first double crochet here on the third space right up top, and then I'll come back to you on it. Okay, you guys, so we've closed in with a slip stitch. I'm going to do the walk now into the center of the first group here. Trying to get some thread here so I don't have to keep pulling. And again, into the center with a single and chain 2 for me, chain 3 for some of you. Now we're going to create the groups again. So now we're going to do groups over groups. 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochet. Okay. Coming into the first space here, we're going to do a double crochet, and again into the center, and create group over group. This row will be repeatedly like this all the way around. So nothing to it, very simple. Just like that. See if I get enough lighting here. I want to make sure I get enough lighting. And again, into the space, we're doing 1 double crochet. And into the group, group over group. 3 double crochets, 2 chain, and 3 more double crochets. Directly into between the groups and 1 double crochet. Okay, so we're going to repeat this way all the way around until the end, and we're going to close up after doing that 1 double crochet here. We're going to close it up on the 3rd chain. We're going to do the walk again and a single in the middle and 2 chain up. So I'll meet you on the 3rd row of the blue. Okay, you guys, I pretty much finished doing row 2 on the blue. I've already closed in. Going into row 3. So I'm going to do the walk. I call it the walk with the slip stitch, if I don't keep slipping out of my fingers there with a slip, if you get it. Okay, so single, 2 chains. We're going to create again group over group. And this won't be any different. The only difference going to be is on the 1 crochet here. We're going to be doing front posts. Now, some of you are like, oh my God, Maggie, but I have such a hard time with front post, No, not at all. Very simple. You would come from in between here. You can see very clearly. It's big enough to see. And just do your double crochet. I mean, how simple is that? And then come into your group and do your group. Very, very simple. Nothing to it. Piece of cake. Okay, create your group. And again, come, bring your thread over, and just do your double crochet. So you're going to have your front posts. That's what's going to give the charm of the owl, because it's like, you know, he's got those stripes of his feathers, right? Group over group. And then in from the side, bring your thread over and double crochet. And then continue again. So very, very simple. I still have pieces of thread here. Try to hide it as I went, and I guess I didn't do a good job hiding it, did I? But no problem. We'll just clip it off. Okay. So I just want to show you, we are on row 3. So we have row 3 here. We're doing the front post. So row 3 all the way around will be the same way. Row 4 and row 5. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to do 5 rows the same way with the front post. Everything else stays the same. I'm going to continue mine until my 5th row. At the end of my 5th row, I will come back to you. Now, if you want this piece to be longer, like on my big one, I did, I believe it was 7 rows. Okay, if you want this bigger, then continue on as many rows as you'd like. So this one is 5. This is the small pattern. Okay, I'm going to see, most probably, I'm going to do 7 on this one. I'm not sure. But you could always advance the video. That's how I should say it. Advance the video and see on the medium one here how many I did. But not necessarily that because I'm doing it bigger that you have to do it. If you want it a little bit less, then you cut down on the rows. But you could always advance the video. So I'm going to continue mine and see how many rows I want out of this medium rug. And you can just advance the video and see. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end once I decide how many rows I want of it. So it's just a repeat with the front post, nothing else. Everything else stays the same, group over group. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I'm still doing 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm on my 4th row. Now I'm gonna have to go to video 3 because it's taking too much memory on my cell phone, and so we're gonna continue on video 3. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Obviously, if video 3 doesn't come out right away, it's because I'm still in the middle of the recording, so give it a chance there. Okay, so I'll see you in part 3. Thank you, everyone. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up. It's very important to have YouTube recognize the channel so they can keep rotating and we keep having more people come to the channel and see the beautiful art creations that we are working on, right? Thanks, everyone.